This is your homework helper, Mrs. Anderson. Today I will help you with Lesson 10, Subtract Decimals. Please have your homework page ready and let's begin. Here is some information in this homework helper to remind us how to subtract decimals. Here I have Stephen's father gave him $10 to buy lunch at the concession stand. If his lunch cost $7.74, how much change should Stephen give his father? So I need to find $10 minus $7.74. If I estimate that, the 10 is easy to work with, and I take 7.74 and round it to the nearest whole number, which is 8. So my answer should be somewhere around $2. So when I take 10 and I subtract $7.74, I'm imagining that there is a decimal right here, and I'm going to need to add 2 more decimals behind the 10. Now I'm going to subtract 10 minus 4. I can't do 0 minus 4. I can't borrow from this 0. I can't borrow from this 0. So I'll borrow from the 1, and that's going to make a 9 here and a 9 here. 10 minus 4 is 6, 10 minus 7 is 2, and 9 minus 7 is 2. So my answer is $2.26, and yes, that is close to $2. So as you're working here, it says subtract and then use addition to check your answer. So I'm going to do this problem to show you how to do it. All right, first thing I like to do is put my decimal down so that I make sure my decimal is nice and straight. 3 minus 9. I can't do 3 minus 9. I can't borrow from the 0, so I'll borrow from the 9. Okay. 13 minus 9 is 4. 9 minus 0 is 9. And 8 minus 4 is 4. Now I'm going to use addition to check my answer. So I will take $4 and 94 hundredths, and I'll add 4 and 9 hundredths and add these together. 4 plus 9 is 13. 1 plus 9 is 10. Oh, I forgot to put my decimal in. I'll do it now. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 more is 9. 903, and if I look up here, that's what I started with, 903. So when I use addition to check my answer, now I know without a doubt that that is the correct answer because I checked with addition. All right, you'll do this problem, same thing, but you'll need to write it in a column so that your decimals are lined up and so that every place is lined up correctly. So I have my tenths column, my hundredths column. All of those numbers need to be lined up so that when I subtract, it will work out. I'll put my decimal and then go ahead and subtract. This one's already set up for you, and then remember to use addition to check your work. All right. Next one, number 4. Roberto uses his handheld GPS device to determine that he hikes 21 and 48 hundredths miles in one weekend. The next weekend, he hikes 30 miles. How much less did he hike the first weekend than the second weekend? The word less is telling me that I'm subtracting, and when I subtract, I need the larger number first. So I'm going to do 30 minus 21 and 48 hundredths. Now on my 30, I just can imagine that there would be a 0 right there because this is the ones column, and the ones column needs to be straight. But I do need to subtract these numbers, so I'll need to annex 2 zeros. And then I can go ahead and work the subtraction problem. Jabir buys 2 and 74 hundredths pounds of dried pinto beans and 4 and 5 hundredths pounds of dried lima beans. What is the difference between the weights of the beans? Okay, so I do difference, so I am subtracting again. Rebecca's baby brother weighs 7 and 71 hundredths pounds. Her newborn kitten weighs 24 hundredths pounds. How much more does Rebecca's baby brother weigh than her kitten? How much more is a signal that I'm subtracting? So I'll write 7 and 71 hundredths, and I'll subtract 24 hundredths. A. Marshall compares water tanks at the home improvement store. One tank holds 20 and 2/10 gallons of water. A second tank holds 28 and 1/10 gallon of water. How much more water does the second tank hold than the first tank? How much more is a signal to subtract? And I'm going to look for the largest number and then subtract. 28 1/100 minus 20 2/10. I'm sorry, I should have said 1/10 right there. Okay, Kamal buys a pen that costs $1.09 and a tablet of paper that costs $2.50. How much more does the paper cost than the pen? How much more is a signal that I need to subtract? And when I subtract, I always start with the largest number. All right, thanks for watching this homework helper video. If you have questions, feel free to ask me at school tomorrow.